Hey, everybody. Welcome to House of the Princess, where we are 50% righteous and 50% ratchet. Today, I'm doing a review on Legendary episode 4. Now, before we get right into it, all y'all who already here, you already know what to do. Like the video. For you new people, take a second to subscribe to my channel and you can enjoy a lot of other content other than this. And if you want to know every time I'm going live or uploading a video, press the notification bell and it will give you notice each time. So look down, hurry up and do that. You know what I'm saying? Support your girl. So today, again, we're doing legendary, so I'm not going to take a lot of time. I'm going to go right into it. Now, this week we were doing a ball called the Seven Deadly Sins. Excuse me, I'm getting all tongue tied today. I'm getting used to getting back in the groove of things. But today was the Seven Deadly Sins ball. This is episode 4. So now there are only 7 houses left, and they had to chop someone else. First to come out was the Superior House from last week, which was House of Tishi. They got to choose everyone else's 7 deadly sin, so I'm sure they were very strategic in what they chose. But they got wrath. I want to say the makeup, especially on the house mother, was excellent. It reminded me of Dia los Muertos, the Day of the Dead in Latin culture. So I think it was a nod to that. The costuming was really, really good. The set, it started out very good. It was scary to me. Like if you were in a dark alley or it was Halloween time, I think it would scare you and you would, you would be caught off guard or one of them haunted houses type of situation. I think the choreography was great. They did show their knowledge about dancing and they kept it simple as always, clean as usual. So I think they did a good job. They definitely got good scores from the judges. And one thing I really liked is when they were leaving, they stayed in character. They got down and they did that weird walk. I don't even know the name of the walk, but I know it when I see it. They were on all fours backwards and they walked off the stage like that. And it was just an overall, I think they did a great job in production. Second came the House of Nina Orici. They had lust. They said they were doing a Medusa theme. And I will say the character that was Medusa, the makeup was on point. The snake theme was on point, but I did not see the connection to the rest of the team. It was just a little bit lost. You had one person that was a little devil. I think he looked nice, but it just the connection wasn't together. I don't know the story of Medusa in entirety, maybe because I got lost in the way they were doing it. I just didn't feel lustful when they got done. I think it should have been more touching, more feeling, more lust. Now they also started off with a pole dancing routine. And I forgot his name, but one of the characters did the pole dancing. And that looked great. That looked great. It was excellent. It started off really strong, but by the end, I was lost. I just think it should have been more sexual if you were going to invoke lust. They got fair scores, just in the middle. But Jamila gave them a 9, and everybody was shocked. She said she gave them a 9 because she believed in them. And Law Roach came back said, giving them a 9 is like running a GoFundMe for them. And I thought that was hilarious. He spoke up and he really felt that they did not deserve the 9. He wasn't the only one, but he was the only one who spoke up as passionate as anybody else. So now you go next to, excuse me, I'm adjusting my chair, the House of Mugler. They had sloth, and I do think that that is like one of the hardest 7 deadly sins to invoke. And as he said that it's laziness. So how do you have high energy in your dance when you have to invoke laziness? It's dreadful. So they chose a color scheme of browns, and it was, yeah, it went over so with the group. I felt that they made something out of nothing. I really did think that they did a decent job. Now, the judges didn't necessarily think so. Now, for me, even though they didn't like them, I thought they were the first team that did spins that were noticeable to me, because that was supposed to be important in this week's ball, is they had to have a lot of spins. I really didn't see it too much at all tonight, really. But I do think that House of Miyake Mugler, they played with the beats. That's something I would have done. I would have did some things in slow motion, or I would have had a little bit of heaviness. Now the judges gave them some more critiques and pointers of how they would do it, maybe taking off layers of clothes. Jamila kept saying that the father had doo-doo on his face. It was just his makeup, but it reminded her of poo. So I mean, it was just very, very mixed up in the reviews of it all, but they expected better. And I just felt like they did what they could. But it was made a point that the House of Tishi gave the better houses the hardest seven deadly sins to do, so that made them a threat. Now we move on to the House of Icon. They had envy. Well, of course, envy should be a more easier subject to evoke. They had a theme of the homecoming queen and the homecoming king and cheerleaders and everything, and people were jealous of them. It was a great concept. I love the colorfulness of the costuming. You could see it, but it just didn't get there. I almost like it was an incomplete thought. Like, I saw the beginning, but I just didn't quite get it. They just didn't hit it hard. They didn't get all the way there. I did see spins there. I expected better, but they got low scores. It was just one of those things. It was too busy, and it just wasn't clear. So they didn't hit it home, but they damn sure looked good going wherever the hell they were going. After that, we have the House of Milan, which was at the bottom of the barrel last week. They had greed. This week, I think they looked good. They also had very clean dancing, but I was lost. Maybe I wasn't watching good enough. It just didn't touch me. Okay. The judges argued about the theme. They were saying, where was the greed? But apparently, the house mother took jewelry off of all of her children. They had critiques about the connection of her clothing versus her children's clothing. It just didn't do it for me. It just wasn't there. I think the mother looked good. She looked excellent, and she had jewels all over her face. It was just, yeah. Mm, when I was expecting more when I saw it, but it just didn't hit anywhere for me. I was like, nah. House of Garçons. So they had pride. I will say that they slayed the hell out of this theme the best they could. I love they had like a pink and blue theme. The color was baby pink, baby blue. So it was very bright. One thing they did was put their house mother Stashia's face on all of their costuming. It was all custom. Her face was everywhere. You could tell that it was haughtiness. It changed the mood for me, just even the look of what they were wearing. It started kind of slow. The dancing was very concise, very clean, straight to it. I did like that they used the Bible verse of warning comes before destruction, pride comes before the fall, so that you can more understand what they were doing. They had a good storyline, and it was clear what they were doing. Now, Laura Roach came out the box and gave them a 10, and I'm gonna tell you, they was mad in the back. Okay, They were very mad that they got tens, but they ended up getting an almost perfect score at the end. The jealousy is real, and people not understanding that the competition is getting higher, it's getting stronger. So you have to come with out the box thoughts. You have to come with your A game, and everybody just wasn't doing it. But I think they did great. The mother looked gorgeous as always. And her kids, they all fell in line. Everybody was together, and I really, really liked it. I think they could have did a little bit more, but for what it was, I liked it. Then we go on to the House of Balenciaga. Of course, this is one of the houses to beat, and they had the theme of gluttony. Of course, it's a borderline subject, especially when you talk about overeating, overindulging. And they had to take off of the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory theme. Except for it's very colorful and very different. I liked the costuming and the colors. It was very, very different for me. It evoked different memories with the dance. Mother was looking gorgeous as always. I didn't know. I just saw the man take off his shoes, but I didn't know he danced up out of one of his shoes and then kicked the other one off. I'm telling you, everybody was scrutinizing everything from the other houses. Oh, he don't have on no shoes, but he kept going. And apparently, mother kicked her shoe over out the way when she got on the floor to make sure that nobody fell. Everybody worked in line. All the mistakes, whatever mistake might have been, they kept going. The execution was flawless. I loved it. They even had a little friendly banter with the judges about it. I also think that they play to their mother's strength. She says she does not dance, but guess what she does do? She comes giving hands and she gives face. And, they all dance around her and they make the scene work, which is something I like with them. They know how to work their lane and work everything that they have going on. So at the end, the House of Balenciaga and the House of Garçons are tied for Superior House. So they put that to the side. Now they have a challenge now because there are less houses to compete. So today was a catwalk challenge. The first part of the challenge was masculine walk in pumps, which is all American guy. And some of those guys look really, really good. They're very masculine, bodies on them or whatever. But I found it funny when you tell them walk in heels. And a lot of them had not only heels, but they had the thigh high heels on. I was like, okay. Now, the key to this walking challenge is either you get tens or you get chopped. All tens or all chopped. So, House of Tishi comes out chopped, like four out of 5 chops immediately. House of Orichi, they had tens across the board. House of Mugler, chop. House of Icon got tens across the board, which is really interesting because the person that walked for them, he said that this was his first time walking in heels. So this was great. And I'm going to start getting these names right. I'm sorry. Maybe I should write notes. I remember them when I remember them. So I'm sorry. House of Milan got chops. House of Garçon, tens across the board. And House of Balenciaga got chopped 4 out of 5. So now the second round comes where to eliminate those people. They had to prance now in the heels. So they went from fully masculine to somewhat feminine. So Icon walked against Comme des Garçons and they beat them. And then after that, House of Nina Orichi challenged House of Icon and they won. So that gave House of Orichi 10 more bonus points. And I think that really helped them a lot and took them off the bottom. So because of that, Icon really needed that win and they lost it. So they had to battle House of Icon was at the bottom and they had to battle House of Milan. In the meantime, they had to pick a superior house. And because Normani was a guest judge this week, they gave her the choice to choose who was the superior house. between Balenciaga and Como de Garçon. So she gave it to the House of Balenciaga. So now this is the fourth episode. And I think Balenciaga is at their second win. So this is like, oh God, they're coming hard and they're coming for all the trophies and all the money. Now we have the battle. They chose Caitlin Cat to battle Marley House of Milan, which is very interesting. Don't get to call me homophobic or whatever, but you had a transgendered woman going against a cis woman. So watching them dance and watching it is very interesting because the dynamic is different. Y'all say this is the same, but it isn't the same. And trans women have more strength because they're naturally used to be men, and the testosterone, they're strong. And so when they do their drops and different things like that, you could see it. It's a lot more energy than us cis women have. But I will tell you, sis gave she gave her all. She looked great doing it. But at the end of the day, Caitlin Cat won. House of Icon won. So they lived to vogue another day. And House of Milan, this was their second time at the bottom. So they had to go home today. I don't know how I quite feel about the House of Milan. They never just, hit me with anything. They never blew me or made me, like they said, make you over. It was nothing about them that just felt like they were just going to win. And I do think Icon was very promising, especially after they did the 60s theme. I think they're one to watch versus the naturally strong houses. I think that they can get stronger every week and do better every week. So I think they deserve that win. And yeah, we'll see what they're going to do next week. So it wasn't long. This was my short little critique and comments about the show Legendary. Again, you guys stop and look down, press the subscribe button. Also, like and share this video. Tell your friends about me. That Princess is the bomb and y'all love watching me. And don't forget, you can always tell me about the content that you would like for me to talk about on this channel. Also, don't forget, I have a beauty company. I sell lip gloss. My t-shirts are coming out. I have lip oils, all kinds of products that are steady coming to my website. So that's down there, royaltybeautybrands.com. And I'm going to post my little commercial this time. I have so much that I'm doing. Also, I'm going to start advertising. I do like my background. These are things that I do. I'm a graphic designer by trade. I do commercials. I do radio. So then I'm going to start letting y'all into that information. Also, if you have a subject that you would like for me to talk about, video you want, DM me or email me. You can always talk about things with me. If you have a subject that you would like for me to talk about anonymously and give advice, you can send an email to info@houseoftheprincess.com. And most definitely, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at PrincessAV613. You can stay up to know about the little stuff that I don't put on YouTube. So everything's on Twitter. Cash App is Princess N2K, everything. So I just want to tell you, thank you for watching today. This is the House of the Princess. Again, I'm 50% righteous, 50% ratchet. And I thank you all for continuing to watch me, support me. And if there's nothing more, again, for the third time, like and subscribe, hit that subscription bell. I have to turn out the lights now. Thank you for watching House of the Princess. I'll see you on the next one. Royalty Beauty Brands is a female, Black-owned beauty company with all of your cosmetic needs in mind. Right now, we offer hair extensions, eyelash extensions, and our flagship product, Yumbella Lip Glam. Coming soon to add to our product line will be promo merchandise, lip oil, lip scrub, beard oil, body butter, body soap, and makeup, to name a few. Every product is vegan friendly and carefully made with the consumer in mind. Check out our Royalty Beauty brand social media and go to our website to sign up for our exclusive mailing list for discount codes and to place an order. Don't forget to leave us some feedback. Royalty Beauty Brands. We see the beauty in you.